Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Law Murray on your TL, and I'm going to tell you now. This is the 2024 NBA Epitome Game Series where I pick out one game from each team from the last regular season. I am putting the spotlight on the biggest weakness of the 14 teams that missed the playoffs and the biggest strength of the 16 playoff teams from the regular season. This installment features the Phoenix Suns. We have reached the part of this series where we can discuss the positives of the playoff teams, and the Suns did well enough to win 49 games and avoid the play-in tournament. But they're the first playoff team I'm discussing because they were shockingly swept up out of there by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the West quarterfinals. Phoenix was embarrassing all year in the fourth quarter of games, and so of course they would look their worst in the playoffs when teams' attention to detail increases. But we're here to be positive. And in the case of the Suns, you don't need to worry about fourth quarter basketball if you can blow out your opponent through three quarters first. The epitome game for Phoenix came at home in November against the Warriors on the second night of a back-to-back. Bradley Beal missed the game with a back injury, but with the overwhelming scoring ability of All-NBA selections Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, the Suns had a top 10 offense that allowed them to win plenty of games off of sheer talent. Watch what Devin Booker does here. Dario Saric has 2 fouls already. So Booker gets downhill. Saric doesn't look like he wanted Jonathan Kuminga to play that ball screen the way he did. Booker crashes into Saric, draws the foul. Saric is frustrated. The Warriors are frustrated, and he's going to the line. Phoenix traded Chris Paul for Bradley Beal. You want to know how you get a lot of free throws? Kevin Durant's going to draw this foul in the bonus against Chris Paul, and Scott Foster's the crew chief. There's history there. This wound up being a 5 free throw foul because Chris Paul got a 2-tech ejection and Steve Kerr got a tech. By the middle of the third quarter, Phoenix's lead had swelled past 20 points. Kevin Durant snakes his way into the paint, draws the Klay Thompson foul, scores through it, and you know what? You only get 1 free throw with that. I mentioned that the Suns did not play fourth quarters well. They had a 5-8 assist to turnover ratio and were outscored 40-32 in this fourth quarter. So Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, they had to come back in, close the game out, and draw even more fouls in the bonus. In a game that Phoenix won by 8 points, Durant and Booker outscored the entire Warriors team by 9 points from the free throw line, and the Suns made an audacious 44 of 52 free throws overall. Only the Magic and Lakers had a higher free throw attempt rate than the Suns last season. For the second year in a row, Phoenix fired a head coach after making the playoffs, and 2021 NBA champion Mike Budenholzer replaces Frank Vogel. The Suns spent last year not having a traditional point guard in their rotation while entrusting Booker and the departed Eric Gordon to fulfill those duties. But that changes this year with the signing of Tyus Jones and Monte Morris. The Suns should at least be better at managing games in the regular season, but Budenholzer will have quite a challenge in building a defense that is good enough to contend, despite Booker's willingness to do it. Stay tuned for the next installment of the 2024 NBA Epitome Game Series featuring the New Orleans Pelicans.